Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this. This is Daily LK for August the 7th, 2016. Lots to talk about today on this program. I'm going to be talking about wrestlers reacting to one Mr. Conor McGregor's fucking disgraceful comments he made. And if you don't know what I mean by that, is basically Conor McGregor implied that he would slap the head of these professional wrestlers, calling them pussies. And it angered the wrestling world. Wrestlers like Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, they all come out blasting them. But in the event, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about MMA. That's basically UFC. Reporter Ariel Helwani says the pro wrestling crowd is insecure. Shelton Benjamin injured. Hardy working. TNA hurt. Some G1 updates, some house show results, and more in today's show. So if you're watching live, please put in the comments any questions, queries you have regarding the world's pro wrestling news as of today. I am LK, your host from KocoSports.net. That's KocoSports.net. So let's get straight to it. I'm going to read you the responses. Okay, in case you didn't know the response, I've got them all in a list here of every single response made by a professional wrestler that's mainstream, all due respect, on the Twitter machine. Okay, so Roman Reigns. Okay, now here's a backstory in case you didn't know, in case you've been living on a rock or you don't have Twitter or etc. etc. Conor McGregor came out calling the WWE roster pussies, saying that what they do is show business. What he is the fight business. Now, it was a major story. I went in a massive rant in yesterday's Daily OK, and I mean a massive one. Please check it out if you haven't yet. I went about 5 to 10 minutes. I went on 2 massive rants yesterday. I went in a rant about Impact, which some of you will enjoy, and I went on a rant about professional wrestling and people just being disrespectful to the industry in general, and how it grinds my gears, and how retaliation you can do and things like that. So please check that out if you haven't already. Roman Reigns, the guy who everyone hates. You're the size of my leg. Shut up. Very funny. Sasha Banks, bring it. Jericho, sorry pal, no disrespect to you, but my fights are legit. Unlike the fixed fights you have in UFC, I'll embarrass you. I don't know about that. I mean, I for one, I think everything's a work. Like, I legit shoot. I think everything is a work. And I think football's fake. I think American football. But I think the Olympics is fixed. Like, I think every sport is fixed because there's money to be made. Boxing, fixed. UFC, fixed. I believe it's fixed. It's paid. You want to create stars. It wouldn't make sense if McGregor went out there and lost all the time. Thinks he's your big star. You want to protect your big stars. That's why they don't fight very often. Yeah, they don't fight very often at all, do you? So Jericho there, you're my man. Kurt Angle puts, very funny little guy. Why don't you get your head out of Dana White's ass? Oh, that's my boy. I'd pay a good dollar to see Kurt Angle stretch the piss out of Conor McGregor and make him tap. Bust from Bubba Ray. AJ Styles puts, I think McGregor could do well in the featherweight division if the WWE had one. This is a great one from Ric Flair. Coming from a guy who built a career copying my persona, I expected the type of class we get from Ronda or Anderson. After Diaz finishes you again, I dare you to try guys like Dolph, Brock, or Fit Finlay. Oh, you're welcome for your gimmick. If anyone doubts whether or not Dolph could tie Conor in a knot, do yourself a favor and Google his accomplishments. Obviously, Dolph Ziggler, I believe, is going into the Kent State Hall of Fame, which I believe, in my opinion, is one of the reasons. I mean, I love Dolph Ziggler more than a straight man should, but I think it's one reason why Ziggler's in this match, because things get in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I know it's not a big deal, but it would be awesome for him to go in as the champ, the WWE champion, or it's for the WWE champion against Ambrose at SummerSlam. But I just don't understand these tweets from McGregor. Like, McGregor's just dug himself in. Like, McGregor just cut off a financial opportunity. Because the wrestlers aren't going to be very happy if McGregor's wrestling at WrestleMania or even appearing. He's going to find it disrespectful, the wrestlers are. And you don't want your talent to be embarrassed or ashamed or annoyed or irritated. So I think now McGregor had a chance to make millions and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars working with or even for the WWE. And now he just threw that down the drain for what? Okay, everyone's talking about him. So fucking what, you Class A toilet. Rusev puts, so much talk for a guy who fights 15 minutes matches twice a year. Good for you, Conor McGregor. That's fine. Big E, would you prefer to find us individually or have us all line up at once? I know your time is valuable, sir. Kofi Kingston, yikes. Looks like Conor McGregor could really use a bowl of videos right about now. Someone hook him up. Dolph Ziggler said this about fighting McGregor. I volunteer as a tribute, just need to drop 40 pounds and find where every dude in Brooklyn gets their haircut and tats. Matthew Riddle, former UFC fighter. Bro, you're water trash. Here's some advice. Keep that mouth shut or I'll shut up for you, you mutt. Jesus. Galloway, on the edge of my seat for Conor McGregor. Next backtracking tweet specifying what he meant to say. Captain Generation is a riot. Sheamus, never show a Jack Russell in the mirror. I think it's a majestic Irish wolf hand. Really just an annoying wee yapper trying to sell tickets. Curtis Axel, my boy. Hey, Conor McGregor, cool name, by the way. You think you could slap my head off? Come try me. I'd mop your sorry ass. Finley, we have a new Pokemon character. Conor McGregor tries to steal the spotlight and has a big mouth. JBL, hey, Conor McGregor, if you put on some weight, you might make the Cruiserweight Classic. That's brilliant. Then you have MVP, the way Knight Diaz stopped and slapped you or not. I don't get that one. Don't watch UFC. Kevin Owens, ignorant people are only relevant when people make them so. Ignore them and they will remain ignorant as well as irrelevant. That was a good shout. Sorry, that was a bit long-winded here. Not everyone has Twitter. Like I know several of my friends and several work colleagues and several people I know just don't have Twitter. Especially like parents, my grandparents have Twitter. So obviously if there's any elder generation out there who don't have Twitter, and you only have the YouTube and the Facebook, that's what they put. And here's just to extend on this, okay, this MMA reporter, this guy's such an imbecile. I don't even know how to say his name. I never heard of him before. Ariel Helwani. Okay, he gave his reaction on how WWE fans are reacting to Conor McGregor's negative remarks about the WWE talent and the roster. I for one made a pretty damn big fucking rant yesterday on the show. This is what he puts. Is there a more insecure bunch than a pro wrestling crowd? Jeez. Every time someone remotely criticizes them, they do the same old routine. I mean, I appreciate the unity and all, but the irony here is beyond reach. If anyone should get what McGregor was doing, it's them, no? I don't get that. Meanwhile, McGregor's probably cracking up at all these tweets, further promoting him. I guess it always still be real to them. Damn it, fuck off. And shouldn't they be more upset at Lesnar for exposing that supposed wellness policy for what it really is? I'd be more annoyed at that. Maybe it's all a work. Hopefully it is. After all, life often mirrors wrestling and vice versa. But those Twitter call-outs, go fuck yourself. Trying to put all the heat off of McGregor, place it on Lesnar so his precious MMA doesn't get a bad rap. Hey, go fuck yourself. If it didn't keep on happening, this is why, the wrestling community is very good at this. Like when things like this happen, is MMA every now and gets these little digs. Like the wrestlers are doing back. But as a wrestling fan, you don't understand it. These guys don't understand you get this every day, every hour of your life. Well, not every hour of your life, but I mean, every day at least online, even in our comment section, we have obviously we delete them because it's just a joke, but we get, why'd you cover WWE? It's fake bullshit. Like, what? Like, is this a joke? It's really a joke. And it's not fake. It's predetermined. They go out there. No one works as much as these WWE wrestlers work. No, the G1 is like this 19-day tournament where they're wrestling 19 out of like 25 days. It's grueling. It's brutal. I mean, guys like Nagano coming out with backs that are just jolted. Elgin's coming out with a taped shoulder. Yoshihashi coming up with taped shoulder. These guys are hurt, but they're carrying on. Conor McGregor is earning more money than them, and he fights 3 times a year. You could pay me what he is, and I'll work out. I'll get in shape. I'll train once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. I'll train. I will also do what he does, and that's take shots everywhere. But I still think he's going to regret that tweet because now, like I said, Vince won't ask him to do something for the company because it'll just lower the morale. Like, imagine being a wrestler for WWE and then them bringing him in. I mean, I know Vince is an idiot and a toilet, but I don't think he's that big of a toilet. We're just going to see how many live viewers, because obviously I'm looking at my computer right now. We got 2, so I'll just save the live comments after the Shelton Benjamin talk. Okay. As you guys know, with this roster split, SmackDown have Rhino, they have Heath Slater as free agent, and they've advertised Shelton Benjamin. Well, sadly, Benjamin announced Sunday that he has a serious shoulder injury that will sadly prevent him from returning to WWE because during WWE's medical screening process, doctors discovered the injury and Benjamin will require surgery. Benjamin had been wrestling in Japan and the independent scene, obviously, for years now, nearly going on a decade. It's unbelievable. But this is what Benjamin tweeted. I am both disappointed and saddened to announce that due to serious injury to my shoulder, I will not be returning to WWE at this time. For now, I have to put pro wrestling on the side as I prepare to undergo surgery to repair my torn rotator cuff. This comes as a shock to me as I'm no stranger for performing whilst in pain, yet I have no idea of the severity of my condition. Benjamin expressed his gratitude by saying, "Thank you, WWE, for helping me discover this situation and giving me an opportunity to return. I will be back. For now, I must refocus my energy on repairing my body and mind." That's really sad news from Benjamin. I mean, it really is. It's such shit timing, isn't it? But in the end of the day, I don't mind waiting. Maybe it'll be better if he comes back around Mania time. Maybe in this time, maybe they can get in talks of Charlie Haas, maybe do an American Alpha versus the self-proclaimed world's greatest tag team feud for WrestleMania 33. I think that could be a decent feud and one I'd pay good money to see. Obviously, I pay for the network alone, but you know, I wouldn't mind seeing that. See, that's I can't use that expression. You know, I'd pay hefty money for it when it's just a $9.99 subscription price for the network. It's ridiculously cheap. But I think Benjamin and Haas, I mean, I don't know what Haas is doing. I should Google what Charlie Haas is currently doing right now. Let's have a look on Charlie Haas's cage match and see when the last time one Mr. Charlie Haas was wrestling. If it's recent, I'm going to be happy, Charlie. But if he has obviously retired and hung up the boots, it might take a big offer. And I don't think that he has DVDs, but he's 44 years old. Holy shit, 44. That is unbelievable. I didn't realize the man was that old. Okay, he's still wrestling. He lost to Rodney Mack. Oh my God, you remember that guy from SmackDown? And Houston Carson for the IHWE Triple Crown title in Texas. But he's still wrestling for NWA. He lost to Rhino at Old School Wrestling, and he did a Japan show. You know, he's a 50-man Royal Rumble. He's still around there. He wrestled last weekend. So Charlie Haas is still around. That is a good thing. So maybe we can get a Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin versus American Alpha. That's one I'm petitioning it now. In the comments, do you think you would like that match? But sad news for Benjamin, but maybe it's a good thing. Because they were going to use him. Let's call a spade a spade. They were going to use him. They were going to use him. And then he was going to lose till he meant nothing, like the Dudleys. Okay, that's what was going to happen. So if he comes back at, say, Rumble as a surprise appearance, he can maybe have something to do big time at Mania. So maybe you might look back on this in 4 or 5 months' time and think, you know what? That's probably the best thing for Shelton Benjamin. We'll get us some live comments if we have any live comments. I know it's a bit of a weird time. It's 12:37 a.m. in the UK right now. Let's get us some live comments. Have a swig of drink for the working man. So I know it's a bit of a weird time. It's 12. Ole, Samuel A first. Well, you are first, and drop any live comments if you have any questions or anything regarding this show. If you're listening to this post live, drop a comment on maybe a topic I could talk about on Wednesdays. Daily LK. It's not really daily, is it? But just like the name is cool. So look at Jeff Hardy. There's some TNA news for your TNA fans, all 20 of you. Jeff Hardy was apparently hurt when he was filming a motorcycle incident a couple of weeks back for TNA programming. It's being said that Jeff landed wrong, but Hardy would go on to wrestle matches after the incident, still being hurt. Because if you remember, if you take my back to, I think it was late July, at a Bloody Mania event, he went into this. Basically, there's videos going around that Jeff might be back on the old drugs because the match finished and he got ladders out, he got tables out, he got chairs out. He was hitting running drop kicks into a ladder. He hit a running drop kick through a table, and he was hitting the ladder with chairs. I was sat there thinking, oh my God, don't say Jeff's back on the old spliffy. I'm like, oh, come on. I've finally put you over. It's like I've put Matt over. I used to call him Fat Hardy. I used to call Jeff Spliff Hardy as a routine on these shows. And now I'm enjoying their final deletion stuff. And now he does this. But I mean, it's good to see that it was him being hurt, maybe being frustrated at his injuries and just being pissed off that maybe led to him doing that. But if any of you don't know what I'm talking about, please go to find it out. It'll be on the Google machine. Type in Bloody Mania Jeff Hardy. That's probably all it'll take, unless it isn't. I mean, I found it on several sites, but just go watch the clip. It's quite a scary clip. It looks like a man who's snapping, maybe just frustrated and pissed off, or maybe he just wanted to get some buzz on the old interwebs. I have no fucking clue, but it was really strange. Some updates from the G1 tournament. Obviously, yesterday, I obviously recorded the Daily LK before the G1 actually happened. So the results are Toru Yano defeated Michael Elgin. He did the low blow ref spot, then cradled Elgin for the surprise win. Shibata defeated Yoshihashi. Shibashi applied the butterfly lock, threw him into the suplex, put him in the sleeper, penalty kick later, scores the win. Nakajima defeated Honma. He hit the penalty kick and a brainbuster for the win. Omega defeated Nagata with a one-winged angel, and Naito defeated with the Destino to get the win. So Block B now has Naito in the lead, joint second place. This is a lot. Elgin, Shibata, Nakajima, Yano, Omega. Just one win behind Hashi and Nagata, and in last place is Evil and Honma, pretty much out of the chase. I mean, final-wise, I'm torn between Okada, Naito, Tanahashi, Naito. Obviously, Block A, you have Okada with 10, Marufuji on 10, Tanahashi on 8, Goto on 8, Fat Fuck Valley on 8, and Maccabi on 8. So you've got a few on 8 for Block A. But, I mean, you could have Marufuji win and have a Marufuji Naito final. That could be interesting. I mean, because if you think about it, Marufuji actually knocked off, as someone corrected me in the comments yesterday, he defeated Okada in the first night of the tournament. So Okada is technically, isn't he, Marufuji, sorry, entitled to a final, fucking finals going on me here, an IWGP World Title match on the road to Wrestle Kingdom. So maybe you could have Marufuji get the win and do Marufuji versus Okada for the IWGP World Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 10, saying, look, this is the top New Japan guy, this is the top Noah guy, main event, biggest show of the year, maybe. But to me still, Naito Okada. That's the way I'm going. Gonna have some house show results here from NXT and W. We'll go NXT. We'll do save the best for last. We'll go NXT last. So W was in Stockton, California yesterday. Estimated audience was around 5,500. That's pretty damn good. Probably one of the biggest house shows according to pwtorch.com. I always like to give where I'm reading this from. I mean, if I can take the time to use them, they deserve the publicity. Apparently, because there's no show in Sacramento or the Bay Area around the same time, because they sometimes tour with two tours, especially now Raw and SmackDown, and that's pissing me off. By the way, how Raw and SmackDown wrestlers are wrestling each other at house shows, that's lazy. I don't like that. But anyway, Cesaro beat Sheamus. Jey Uso defeated Fandango. IC champ The Miz defeated Darren Young, Titus O'Neil to retain the IC title. Sami Zayn defeated Baron Corbin. New Day defeated The Club. Big E came out late in the match and distracted Anderson, who got pinned. Reigns defeated Seth Rollins. Becky Lynch and Carmella defeated Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Excuse me. Randy Orton defeated Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose defeated AJ Styles to retain the WWE Worldwide Champions. That sounds like an okay show. I mean, Orton, Bray Wyatt, maybe they were testing that for a future program. There was the SmackDown women. Eva Marie apparently cut a promo before the match, basically just to get her over, but it's not going to work. Cesaro Sheamus sounded good. Obviously, a rematch from last week's Raw, which is an okay match. NXT results. There was two shows. One was the spot show. It's called a spot show. It's kind of the lesser. You have two big time shows. Well, you have one big time. This is like the jobber show. We'll call it that. No, that's not fair. They're not jobber shows, but you have an A and a B show. This is the B show. Okay, so you have Kenneth Crawford beat Patrick Clark. Aliyah, who was on last week's NXT, losing to Asuka, defeated Liv Morgan. Noah Kakawa defeated Steve Cutler. Alexander Wolf defeated Angelo Dawkins. Authors of Pain defeated Tucker Knight and Nico B. Nikki Storm cut an in-ring promo. Bailey won a squash, then snapped a photo with 10 fans on the stage. They were all wearing Bailey shirts. Tino Sabbatelli defeated Wesley Blake in the main event. And you tell me that's not the B show. Okay. NXT Live, the proper one, in New Orleans. Okay, you have No Way Jose defeating Riddick Moss in 10 minutes and 28. That's a long, long time. Ember Moon defeated Daria at 7 minutes. Oni Lorcan defeated Buddy Murphy at 10 minutes again. NXT Women's Champ Asuka defeated Billie Kay 10 minutes. The Revival defeated Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in 19 minutes and 46 seconds. And apparently on this tour that they're doing, this NXT, The matches of the night have been the Revival versus Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, which me suggested that this match at TakeOver is going to be fucking awesome. Austin Aries defeated Scumbag Mojo Rawley, and then Andrade Almas and Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode to finish the show. Apparently, best match was the NXT tag title match. The biggest pop went to Shinsuke Nakamura. No surprise there. I mean, it's just incredible how a developmental brand can have two shows at the same time. I know one's probably for trainees that just aren't as advanced as these guys, but I mean these guys that are in New Orleans, and it's just incredible. I mean, Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Biff Busick, Asuka. Just let it sink in about just how this time 6 months ago. No, a year ago, you tell me that in the main event, you would have these guys, the Joe, the Roode, the Neck. It takes a while. I mean, obviously, Joe was in NXT that day. It takes a while to just let it sink in. Like, holy fuck. Like, it changes so quickly, especially in NXT and WWE. I feel it changes so quickly. Sometimes you just take a breath back and just be like, Bobby Roode's in NXT. Like, he just debuted, and it's like, Bobby Roode's in WWE. Like, AJ Styles is in WWE. The Bullet Club in Anderson and Gallows. And they do it so quickly, and you just sometimes just take a seat back and just breathe. Secondary notes here: the Young Bucks launched a Super Kick Party. It's like a mobile game available for purchases on both iTunes and Google Plays. For, I think it's $1.99. Bobby Eaton has been found. Obviously, if you didn't know, on the interwebs, on the Twit machine especially, everyone was looking for Mr. Bobby Eaton. And now he's fine. That's good. And Akira Tozawa will challenge Yamato for the Dragon Gate Open the Dream Gate Championship on September the 22nd. Obviously, apparently, according to the Wrestling Observer, the result could provide some insight on if Tozawa is headed for WWE. So there you are. There's the mainstream news for August the 7th. There's no need to check out these dirty dirt sheets now. You can just head straight to this YouTube channel every single day. We have some comments. Conor trying to talk his way into a new job. His time in UFC is over. Right. So, are you suggesting Ole Samuel claimed fame in the internet inventory? It's not claimed fame. You earned it because you commented a lot. Mad props to Ole Samuel. So you're telling me if I want to get a job with, say we just talked about the PW Torch. So if I want a job for the PW Torch, surely wouldn't it be in my best interest to get a job there, to put them over, to say, oh my God, they're amazing, they're the best? Or I could go down there and say, oh, Wade Keller's a cunt. That ain't going to get me a job there. Or diss the whole staff. That ain't going to work. That really wouldn't work. That's the silliest way of him ever getting a job. The only thing in my eyes he did that for was to get publicity for this damn fight. Piper didn't job to T. Who's going to job to that ink-stained Conor McGregor? Yeah, that's true, actually. Who, especially after those comments, who would do that? I mean, you'd be looked at as a scumbag. Like the guy who took the fall to the guy who called wrestlers pussies. Unless McGregor took the fall. Possibility. But yeah, thank you very much for the comments, guys, there. Thank you very much for watching the show. If you're not watching us live, obviously it's a very strange time. We don't really have a time schedule when we go live. It's kind of just boom, up there. Best way to stick with us live is if you're listening to us on your mobile device, there should, next to the subscribe button, which if you haven't already hit that, there'll be like a notification bell. Hit that bell, and then you'll get notifications when we are going live. So thank you very much for watching the show. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you hit the subscribe button. From LK, your host, stay safe, stay well, because it's a fucking fucked up world out there, and I'll be catching your asses down the line.